All right, let's be real. Sometimes your brain just feels like a messy sandwich. There's too much going on, stuff slipping out the sides, and no napkins in sight. That's where therapy comes in.
And we're not just talking about screaming into the void or trauma dumping on your sandwich artist. We're talking actual therapy with someone who knows what they're doing. And lucky for you, BetterHelp, our paid partner for this episode, makes it easy to get started.
No waiting rooms, no weird therapy office smells, just a quick questionnaire and boom. You're matched with a credentialed therapist in a couple days. And if it's not a vibe, switch it up faster than you can switch up your sandwich sauce.
So if your brain feels like a chaotic group chat, do yourself a favor, go to betterhelp.com/thinkfresh or hit the link in the description for 10% off your first month. Your future self will thank you.
Think Fresh podcast. Hi, and Eric coming to you live from beautiful, cloudy Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, man. TGIF tide.
Yes.
Thank God I'm fresh. How are we doing today?
Thank God I'm fresh. Doing amazing, Eric. I love a Friday. The only thing giving me the energy to get through this episode today is the white chocolate macadamia nut cookie I just consumed and the pint of cheeky Guinness we will have once this episode wraps.
Mm-hmm. A black light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were feasting on 2 cookies each. Mm-hmm. Not from Subway, but from Bay. This is the home...
Sub Bay.
This is the home cooked version of the Subway cookie, which is perfect.
I think it was better than the original.
Yeah, sometimes the book was better than the movie, you know?
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about it as I was eating it, and the macadamia nut is not the most popular nut. Mm-hmm. Like, think peanut, think cashew, think walnut, think almond. Macadamia is not even top 5, right?
It's not. But do you think that has to do with pricing? Because it's kind of an expensive nut.
It is a pricey nut.
Kind of like when you blow too much at the strip club. That's an expensive nut, Ty.
That is the macadamia of nights out.
Exactly.
The thing is, and it probably because most businesses are priced out, unless you have economies of scale on your side and you can get them in bulk like Subway does. Mm-hmm. So it made me realize, like, I think Subway is probably the largest consumer of macadamia nuts on the planet.
Interesting. Not only a consumer, but they are peddling a premium nut. Like their cookies are, quite valuable just based on ingredients.
Yeah, totally. Like you could strip the nut and resell it theoretically because the cookies, sometimes you get a good discount on those.
Yeah, and we know those cookies melt in your mouth, so you could plop one in and just kind of melt away the cookie and let the nut kind of
spit the nut out.
Yeah. More of a spitter.
Yeah, you don't swallow those nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I actually think it's just kind of this weird thing where Subway meddles in all of these very, very affordable veggie options and meat options. It's like the cheapest of the cheap because they're really a bulk retailer, a bulk produce retailer. Unlimited lettuce, unlimited salami. Mm-hmm. But then suddenly the macadamia nut appears. Mm-hmm. This beautiful, high price point luxury item.
Mm-hmm. And it's got a nice shape too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cashew's got a funky little shape going on. But the macadamia is quite pretty. It's like symmetrical when you look at it from the side.
Beautiful. Yeah. The walnut is an ugly shape.
Walnut is like a horrific shape.
Terrible.
Like, once you crack the shell, it looks like a brain in there.
Yeah, dude, that's like an ogre. It's the ogre of cookies or of nuts.
Yeah, that's right. Hazelnut. Arguably top nut if we're talking aesthetics.
I love the shape of a hazelnut. Damn,
man. Nutella really chose a good one.
And you know that, like, you can tell which nuts are pretty because the nut producer will put a picture of it on the label. You never see a full-size walnut on like a bag of walnuts or an almonds. Sometimes they put like the sliver of almond. Like the almond, the cross section is what gets people feasted.
Yeah.
Never the whole nut.
That's right. Yeah, it's interesting. I can't think of any other nut that is best served slivered.
No, it's really that one.
Yeah, it's only that one.
Even the like goated pine nut isn't that pretty on its own.
Interesting for you to call it goated.
Well, it's It's kind of like the fanciest nut, right? You always see it sprinkled on things.
I guess so. It's kind of like a round. It almost looks like orzo, right?
Yeah,
it's like
it's a
not
bit
doesn't even look
orzo-y,
like
yeah.
a nut. It's very fascinating.
I mean, the thing is, like, it can't really stand up on its own. It needs to be you need at least like critical mass of them, and they're a garnish. Pine nuts. You sprinkle them on top of other things, and
That's true.
They add like a little bit of texture and color, but they're not really, questionably, even like anything of substance.
I would almost call them a seed.
They're closer to seed for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it's quite interesting. I think you can measure a nut's value by how many ways it can be applied as well.
Like the practicality of it.
Yeah, let's take the cashew for a second.
Yeah.
You can make milk.
Yeah.
You can make any form of dip, which you're known to do.
Right, cashew being the That's the last time we recorded with the windows open.
Dude, being called a good boy while on mic is the top moment of the year.
Yeah, do you think those girls are talking to you or their dog? It's hard to know.
I'll take it as a compliment.
So the cashew is the most versatile. Home vegetarian cooks are pushing it to its limits every day.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt that thought process, but there's a couple of kids like scootering and biking around our car right now. And I just remember when I was a kid, I actually crashed my scooter into a parked car before.
Oh, shit.
My Razor scooter left such a crazy gash on the car, and I just like left.
Wow.
I was definitely, this is the only time I've ever verbalized this. So,
and you never told a soul then?
No.
You were going to take this one to the grave.
I was literally about to take this to the grave. Then I said, you know what? Let me tell thousands of people.
Dude, what happens on mic stays on mic.
That's right. It stays on the internet forever.
Eric and I are recording Parkside today. A little bit of a peaceful way to kind of set the scene for this episode. But we didn't realize there'd be dog walkers, children playing, dump trucks driving by.
Yep. We are definitely on a neighborhood block watch list right now.
Yeah.
Because we have 4 MacBooks here and a Yeti mic just posted in this public space.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of concerned parents watching us watch their kids on a scooter. But we're just looking out for Eric's whip.
That's right. I'm not looking at your dumb kid. I'm making sure his scooter doesn't end up in my bumper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
High risk.
This area is kind of cool because there's also a lot of tote bag users.
I'm a tote bag enjoyer, so I feel at home here.
Cop yours at thinkfreshpodcast.com.
Right, yeah.
We got the canvas tote. You can be a creative director as well.
Yeah, that is the creative director bag of choice. If this kid bangs their scooter into your car, are you gonna be forgiving? Knowing that you've been there as a child.
I will probably negotiate some form of cash payment on the spot from their parents.
Right. You're going to take all their allowance.
Yeah. Like I won't press charges. I won't go to the insurance corporation.
You want to settle out of court.
Exactly. I mean, let's settle this off the books. You know what I mean? This car is not perfect.
Yeah.
It's been dinged before. But I don't, let's just, keep it above board as well.
Totally. And I think you should get the scooter or whatever device causes the damage. I think that's fair too.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing for all cars, actually. Like if your car causes an accident, I should just, I can repossess it from you now.
Yeah, I get your car. That should just be the rule.
Yeah.
I like that.
So now instead of having 1 totaled car, I have 2. Like I don't really see the value actually, but.
Yeah, that's true.
Or I get whatever's in your trunk.
I think you should. Okay. What actually happens, Eric, is if another car crashes into you, you get to pick which car you keep.
Okay.
So then you always get to pick whatever the better car is.
Right.
You might want, like, maybe the Porsche is banged up a little bit, but it's still an upgrade, with a few cosmetic dents. So
that's true.
Choose that direction.
Yep. Have you ever, seen like a really beautiful, expensive car on the road and thinking like, wow, if I just rear end this thing, I'll be in generational poverty.
Every single time. I always give them at least like 7 car lengths.
Yeah.
I hope someone merges between us.
Yeah, totally.
Got to keep a safe distance.
I immediately stopped texting and driving.
And you put down the reels.
Yeah, I stopped looking at TikToks while I'm on the road.
Eyes on the car, right? Eyes on the prize.
That's right, man. Oh, shit. Well, hopefully nothing happens to the car. The parents are nearby, so I'll be able to, enforce my rights here. But Ty, this won't be the first time I've yelled at a child this week.
Dude, you are stand your ground law, I guess. Okay, tell me about this.
That's
Why
right.
are you yelling at children?
I'm officially...
They're our future. You got to be nice to them.
Exactly. You got to mold them into a proper law-abiding citizen, Ty.
Oh, no.
Yeah, if your parents don't parent you, then the world will.
That's true.
I'm the world.
You are the streets that raised them.
Yeah, exactly.
So why did you yell at children?
Well, Ty, it wasn't, it's not what I wanted to do, but it had to be done. I was in my apartment gym last night.
The home gym.
The home gym. And home gym sounds more expensive, so I'll start using that.
Cool.
My home gym, and there were some rascals who entered the gym and started playing on all the equipment as if it was a playground, Ty. They went on the treadmill, turned up to the max, started sprinting on it, jumped off, went and started slamming the weights down, loaded up one of the barbells and tried to lift it. Like, these kids are not serious.
They're in the fuck around period, not the find out period.
Exactly. So as soon as they started making some noise next to me, I pulled out one AirPod and said, "What are you doing here?" In a very stern voice. And these two kids, who are probably 7, they both immediately said, "Sorry, sir."
They called you sir?
They called me sir, bro.
Whoa.
That's right. I just turned 30. I'm in my washed era now.
Wow. They hit you with the sorry, sir?
Yeah.
Their posture immediately goes upright.
Dude, the shoulders immediately raised, sunken kind of head. And you could tell I kind of freaked them. I spooked them a little bit. I immediately felt kind of bad, but I doubled down. And I was like, they said something along the lines of, "Are we not allowed to be here?" And I said, "I don't care if you're here, but you can't be fucking around."
Whoa, you dropped an F-bomb on the kids?
Yeah.
Yo, you are the streets.
I was the streets, bro. Looking back, they're maybe a bit young to hear those words, but it's better to hear them now than later on,
What if you were the very first person to say the F word to those kids?
Dude, these guys are watching Kai Cenat, dude, on Twitch. They're watching Drewski. You know what I mean? These kids,
right?
I feel like kids these days have seen far worse than we think, and far worse than what we've seen when we were their age,
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So I told them to stop fucking around. They can stay, but they have to be respectful of the equipment and of the noise level. So once they did that, they were all fine. They were doing their thing.
They played nice.
They were using the machines nicer.
Yeah, dude, this is your chance to mold not just their minds, but you can mold their bodies too. Say better yet, I'll show you how to use the equipment the right way.
100%.
I'm coach now.
Yeah, honestly, that's a great point.
Yeah.
I should have been like, bend your knees, okay? Back straight, look forward, all right? And keep it down.
Yeah. Damn. You're like the good Fogel.
But, I mean, message was received well, so I think, this ended up being a decent interaction.
That's great, dude. I don't have the spine to talk to children the way you do. I would just let them abuse anything in front of me.
Yeah. I mean, my building kind of has a kid problem.
Yeah, it does. I've been there. It sucks.
Yeah, you've seen it. The kids are running around rampant, Ty. They're breaking things. They're playing on the playground after midnight, screaming, yelling. People have work in the morning, I don't have the capacity to tolerate this nonsense.
Absolutely. Kids should be in cages.
Yeah.
At least during sleeping hours.
Yeah. I realized how little these kids were when I actually saw their book bag at the door, because it looked like they came from school, came straight to the gym, and one of them had those like push pops.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, fuck's sake.
Dude.
Like, these guys are young, whatever.
Yeah, that's a tough one, dude.
Yeah. But you know what? It had to be done.
The more I like live my life, the more I realize there are very few safe spaces from annoying children.
Yeah.
But I have never really encountered annoying children in Subway.
Oh.
And I don't know if I have ever encountered them with you or ever. Maybe
That's
it's just
right.
our location being in a industrial neighborhood famous for the prostitution that's in it.
Yeah, it's famous for drug addicts and construction sites.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we're just in the wrong hood for I'm sure there's a suburban subway that is basically a daycare.
Yeah, pick any subway, any subway that's near a school, and it's 3 p.m. and you'll see kids there for sure. Because like, who doesn't love pulling up to the way? Actually, you know what? I think we did actually experience this. There's a subway by my place. One day we were sitting there, and a few kids came in.
That's right. Okay, so it really is.
And only one of them ordered a sandwich. Remember?
Yeah, there's 10 of them.
Typical fucking high school clientele.
Yeah, you're only getting one customer and then a whole posse.
Yeah, 10 filled seats, one sandwich. That's crazy.
I can't remember how old I was when I finally graduated to the footlong. Because, like, as a kid, that's a lot of food.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, you had your first footlong. You're like, I can do it, Dad. Let me get the whole 12.
That's when a boy becomes a man.
I think so.
That's his bar mitzvah.
That's your barf mitzvah. You try to tackle it too early.
A sub mitzvah.
Yeah. So, do you have any guess or memory of maybe when it was?
Great question. I think it had to be in the teens.
It had to be teens, yeah.
You know, like you're going from before you're a teenager, you're kind of relying on, you know, your parents to feed you. But as soon as you're a teenager and you're, you know, allowed to leave school for lunch, yeah, probably grade 8.
You got to go figure it out yourself.
Yeah, I would say grade 8. As soon as you have lunch money, that's like kind of the time to graduate to the 12.
You have economic freedom and no supervision.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and then it doesn't matter how old you are. If you have those two things, you're ordering a footlong because you have to try it.
Yeah, you're going to be bullied for getting the 6-inch.
I think so. Because I remember I was a bun man or bun kid, you should say. Did you ever get these as a kid? Subway would do a bun, bunwich.
Bunwich? Is this the like sidekick?
Kind of a little bigger.
Okay.
And so it was probably a 4-incher.
Gotcha.
Maybe I would always eat that.
Interesting.
I don't remember graduating to the full 6-inch. I think I just went straight to the footy.
Mm-hmm. You know what's interesting, Ty? There's a really iconic Subway by my hometown. But I would only ever like drive there. So I think that's the one I would go to as a kid. But then the one by my high school is where I got my first footlong.
Oh.
So I not only did I change my order, but I changed locations.
Wow.
Yeah.
Glowing up in a few different ways. Yeah. Good for you.
Exactly. Well, I'd like to take you to the Subway one day, Ty, because it is a detached Subway.
Whoa.
It's a standalone building.
And it's your old chomping ground.
That's right, yeah. Nice.
I would love that. I think it's important to see these different Subway demographics as well. I'm realizing now that to go to our normal location is a privilege to be amongst construction workers and not teenagers.
That's right. That's right.
Men like us.
Oh, shit.
So I've been looking online this last week, and I've been really trying to understand sandwich artist culture better, Eric. So I'm starting to like track social sentiment in like Twitter and these Subway employee subreddits just to know like what's going on in the sandwich artist's head. How are they managing life? And if we can get to like empathize with them and get to know them a bit better, I think we'll have a better experience at Subway.
Okay. I like this. We got to keep our finger on the pulse.
Yeah, exactly.
Our finger on the zeitgeist that is the way.
Yeah.
Cool. So what do you offer me?
Well, my takeaway from all of this is like sandwich artists actually got a lot more bark in them than we thought. I thought they were all bite. That is not actually the case. They have a lot to say.
Oh, shit.
When they're anonymous and online.
That's right. They don't say much behind the line, but they are keyboard warriors.
Yep. So first thing I learned about, I found a thread online where a annoyed customer was asking why they keep getting skimped on the veggies.
Oh no.
I know.
That's the worst.
Sandwich Artist pipes in the comments and gives us some little bit of information about the instructions they receive, which is they are actually required to put a specific amount of veggies on each sandwich.
Right.
And I don't know if I've ever seen them like counting it out, but they may be in their head, and that's why they're concentrating so much on just laying cucumbers. The golden number, at least in most American states, is 6. 6 onions, 6 olives, 6 banana peppers, 6 pickles, 6 green peppers, so on and so forth. Doesn't seem like that many, does it?
Doesn't seem like a lot at all.
No.
6 onions, though. That's a lot.
Yeah. I'm assuming, sorry, like onion slices.
Okay.
Full onion plop. I'm assuming that's for a 6-inch. It's probably 1 per inch would be my thinking.
That makes more sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then every bite or two has a bit of everything.
Yeah, you get 1 cuke per bite.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're supposed to actually weigh the spinach and lettuce per proportion, which is 2.5 ounces of lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how much lettuce that is.
Dude, I'm about to smack this kid.
The one that keeps biking by us.
Yeah.
Dude, it's either you smack him or he smacks your whip.
That's true.
Yeah.
I gotta beat him to the punch, literally.
Exactly.
I wonder, Ty, if there's a handbook that's being circulated to all employees that is like, you know, every veggie has a unique measurement to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 handfuls of lettuce, 6 slices of banana peppers, 4 rings of onions.
A ring.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting that you're having to do all these calculations in your head while the patron is kind of just silently pissed.
Yeah, totally. They don't understand that you're just running the numbers.
Yeah. I mean, that gives me some empathy, Ty, but not really. Because I bet you it's just below what would make the perfect sandwich. Like, they're not optimizing for quality here. They're kind of like, we got to make sure our numbers, you know, our bottom line isn't affected.
Yeah, they're trying to make sure that it's the minimal amount to avoid everyone complaining. They can get a few complaints, but as soon as there's a critical mass of complaints, they need to add a little bit more.
Yeah, there's probably an 80-20 rule here. It's like, as long as 80% of customers don't pipe up, we're fine.
Exactly. So that means 80% of customers are disappointed, but not so disappointed that they will undertake the discomfort of saying something.
And then it's something that you end up forgetting about when it's your second time going. Like, you're not going to remember the last time they skimped you on the lettuce.
No.
Like, whatever else. We'll try again today.
Dude, but fool me twice and I'll still come back.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the fool.
It makes me think, though, that, like, if Subway is, like, optimizing for, like, a cuke an inch, a bell pepper an inch, they will actually want to probably, like, breed their cucumbers to be they don't want to get the biggest, juiciest cucumbers. They want a cucumber that's exactly like a 1 inch in diameter, so that it fits. Exactly. They just want there's an ideal size for the ergonomics of the sandwich. Same with tomatoes. They probably, I don't know if they're going a tomato every 2 inches because it's a bigger, or if they're trying to like breed them smaller so they could put what looks like a lot more tomatoes.
More of like a medallion.
Exactly. You're very good at describing these sizes. This is a non-visual podcast, but you're sure helping.
I'm doing my best here. Yeah, fascinating, Ty. So what are the responses to this kind of online sentiment that you found here? Are people... are customers chiming in here? Are they creating a debate in the chat?
I don't have any like goated quotes, but the general consensus online is that it doesn't seem like very much.
No.
It doesn't seem right to put a limit on unlimited veggies. But the thing is, there is no limit. Like, what I'm also learning is you can just ask for more, and they have to do that. We've seen that in many viral TikToks.
Yeah. So that's also in the handbook.
That's in the
Never
handbook.
say no.
Say no, no matter what the request is.
It's truly my way.
Exactly.
Love that.
And so then I found some examples of people never saying no. And a lot of times what happens is a sandwich artist gets an anonymous order just kind of pop in through their online order system.
Oh, great.
And that's oftentimes they'll take a receipt of that because you get the full order breakdown. someone posted an order receipt today that was, I guess, just so, it's not unusual, but it's excessive.
Okay.
I'm going to walk you through it right now. Italian herbs and cheese bread, turkey, ham, and roast beef,
Okay.
all added. Then a little bit of jalapeno, a little bit of banana pepper, and then every single other vegetable, which is every single vegetable they sell, they had extra next to it.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this thing's maxed out. And that's before we get into the sauces. extra mayo. 4 passes is specifically the amount. 1, 2,
4
3,
passes.
4
Oh,
passes
shit.
of mayo, 4 passes of yellow mustard, 4 passes of creamy sriracha, 4 passes of chipotle sauce, and 4 passes of roasted garlic aioli.
Damn, dude, I'm about to pass my lunch listening to
Dude,
this.
fucking that's a lot of sauce.
Whoa.
And then the sub crunch. The sub crunch is, I guess that's the crispy onion.
It's the anonymous crunch, as I like to call it.
Yeah, it presents as crispy onion. I don't know if there's any onion in there.
Yeah, we talked about this. It's not onion.
It's just crispy.
It's just crispy stuff.
Yeah. 4 scoops of crispy stuff. Dude, isn't that insane?
Whoa. Yeah, there's something really sinister about this order, Ty, because how can you possibly ask for extra when you haven't even seen what you're starting with?
Exactly. You don't know the benchmark.
Exactly. What are we tripling even?
100%.
No, you mean 300%.
300%. We're going big.
Yeah.
The big wetter.
Yeah.
Bigger and wetter. A few interesting takes in the comments on this sandwich. One person said that they are one person said soup, salad, and sandwich. Love it. Because it's all 3 at once.
Oh, I see.
Brilliant. Very clever.
Right. You got 7 fistfuls of lettuce and enough sauce to fill a soup bowl.
You really could. Yeah, you got a cupful. Another comment said, I actually think what they're going to do is take some of it off at home and then make additional sandwiches with it. Now that is a crazy move.
That's wild. Not only are you going to have to perform surgery on your sandwich, but you're going to have to, like, are you going to rinse off the sauce or something? Like, or are you just going to, transport it with the dressing on,
Yeah, I think you got to leave the dressing on.
I think
part
so
of the
too.
charm.
I think so too.
There's a half-life on that because that's going to be a soggy salad later, or soggy second sandwich.
Yeah. Do you think anyone's ever been to the Subway, sat down, and ordered from their phone just to see the artist make the sandwich? And it's like an insane order. So it's anonymous, but you get to watch the hilarity unfold.
The best of both worlds.
Exactly. So you kind of secretly put in the order and it's like 15x lettuce. Do they have to do it?
I think they would have to do it. But then with no customer breathing down their neck over the sneeze guard, are they really going to uphold their duty to the online order?
Yeah, maybe.
I think they need a little bit more pressure than an anonymous receipt.
Yeah. Yeah, they need the customer to stare them down.
Exactly. To assertively stand up and say more. They got to find their disciplined children voice.
Yeah. When the customer goes, a little more, please.
Exactly.
That's what we live for. Fucking hell.
Just a little more.
Dude, Subway sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we gotta find more ways to make it good again. I think we need to go back, Ty. We need to try more combinations of veggies. You know what I mean? Like, what is a lettuce and egg footlong? What is that like? And I think we gotta just find ways to make it creative and interesting.
We can assume it will be bad, but we should put in the effort to know that it's bad.
Yeah. We should make it bad beyond any reasonable doubt.
I don't think you can make it that bad. I don't think anything has too much of a controversial flavor to ever be bad. Maybe the egg, actually.
I don't know, dude. The tandoori is a dicey one.
That's a dicey one.
Yeah.
The egg has been sitting there for days. Okay, fair point.
Well, Ty, thanks for that segment, man.
Of course.
I think we should name this kind of like topic if we want to revisit this once in a while, like what the streets are saying, fam.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Any name ideas for the segment?
I think we should call it the news feed because we're feeding on the news.
That's brilliant. Okay. The news feed. I'm pulling down and I'm refreshing.
Mm-hmm. Dude, think fresh, refresh.
Oh, shit. Well, that's pretty much all I really want to talk about today. So any other closing thoughts, Ty?
It's time for us to go split some G's.
Yeah, let's get a drink.
All right, breadheads. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.